What's up, y'all? It's Elijah. I just wanted to make a video. I guess this could be kind of like real talk, but this is just off the dome. No scripts, no nothing. Just something that's been on my mind lately is that I've felt lonely. Like, I've felt very lonely lately. And it's because, as you know, something that I've testified about is not being at the University of South Alabama and now being at home pursuing my education, um, trying to finish my undergraduate. It's been tough because I'm not around people my age, and it's like it's just been I've just been seeing that lately, you know, um, and it's hard because it's it's just a hard thing to come to terms with, knowing that you are the only person in your age demographic in the area. And when I say this, I mean in my world, like in my world, um, just going places, being in my community, within my community, I'm one of the only people in my age range still in the area. And it's tough because how do you connect to people who are older than you? How do you connect to people who are younger than you and you're in the middle? There's no like, it's not like this close where it's like, okay, I'm 19 and somebody's 25. It's not like that. It's like I'm 19 and people are 30 and upwards. I'm 19. These kids are like still in high school. The ones who I mentor and the ones who I hope they look up to. I hope that they look up to me. It's hard to connect because there's such a gap, and that's not a lot of things that people talk about as far as mental health is feeling lonely. All right, so while I am aware that people do talk about feeling lonely within mental health, I don't think it's something that's been mainstream for a little while, like the loneliness epidemic. But just right now, I'm feeling it heavier for whatever reason. So I just wanted to mention that. All right, back to the video. I've tried to keep a smile on my face, and I realize I constantly give, no matter what it is, I'm constantly giving. And it's not even as far as money, I'm talking about time and energy. I've been pouring so much into other people, and I didn't know what to make a YouTube video about. I didn't know what song to write, you know, because I've got so many big dreams. And then I really face reality. I'm like, hold on, let me slow down. Instead of trying to pursue all this at once, the same way that I was worried about commissioning to be an officer and keeping my grades up and trying to play football in college, like all this stuff, I was just dreaming too big and not putting pen to paper or having a plan or even considering things that I wanted to do. And it was really difficult for me. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking it day by day. Like this is a battle that I've been dealing with for about 2 years now, and I'm only making it by the grace of God. I'm only making it with the Holy Spirit that lives within me. That is the only way that I've been here, because there were times that I should have folded, but I didn't. There were times where I should have thrown in the towel, but I didn't. Like, even when I look back, there's times that I should not be here for whatever reason, because I I wanted to get involved with this, get involved with that, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, not paying attention to my surroundings. There's so many ways that I should not be here, yet by the grace of God, I'm still here. And every day is a battle. I'm going to keep it 100. Every day is a battle, but I choose to give and I choose to live instead of quit, because I can't quit. And I know there's so many people out there who need my testimonies. The same way that I got the Holy Spirit when I sang "I Know I've Been Changed" by LaShawn Pace. I was by myself at church and I was singing, and there was such a reverb in the room that I don't know, it just came from within. And then, I was just getting visions of angels in the room, and Jesus standing off in the corner smiling at me. There's South Alabama. There's the time when I could have drowned when I was a kid. Um, as I've said, like at South Alabama, that was just making poor decisions and being here, which led me to where I am now. And it was all a part of God's plan. And I think some people can forget that. Is the plan that God has for us. It's not a straight path. It's not. And it took so long for me to understand that. Like, why would God allow certain things to happen? And it's because it's all a part of God's plan. Like, think of a sword in a forge, right? When it's put into that fire, it is molding, it's allowing it to be molded. So the way that our hearts can be hardened, God has to soften our hearts by putting us through that pressure, because heat causes pressure and it's uncomfortable. It's not a comfortable thing. And so it causes things to change and be molded. Old things start falling off, like, right? And then it's pulled out, then it's hammered, it's being refined, it's being shaped and formed. Because when you think about it, this is how a sword starts off. Like, let's say, like, this is how a sword starts off, right? It's flat. Yeah. So it's flat. And as it gets hammered, it starts to get sharper and sharper, and it gets molded, and it's put in the heat, taken out the heat, and then hammered, dipped in the oil, right? And then it's just a process for it to become stronger. And that's that's something that a lot of people can miss. Is, man, I just don't understand it. It's cool. I don't understand a lot of things that are going on in my life right now. You know, like, why did certain people have to leave my life? And now I see they can't go where you're going. When people leave suddenly, when they start falling off and falling away, they can't go where you're going. You're being elevated. Um, there's this one girl who I used to have this huge crush on, man. Like, this was my junior year of high school. Man, I was pretty much in love with this girl. And then I got ghosted one day, and it hurt me so hard, and I didn't let go until my freshman year of college. So I want y'all to think about that. Junior year, senior year, freshman year of college. And this was not, like, I was in college for what? I want to say 3 months, like August, September, October. Yeah, so 3 months. Um, but I had really been on campus like since summer. So July, August, September, October. So about 3.5 months. It wasn't until, I want to say, it's like mid September, late September, that I was able to let go. If not, it was early September. For me to let go and understand that she wasn't going to be able to go where I was going. I saw this one video one day where Tyler Perry was talking about how God will be elevating you, and it's like a rocket. Old people, they've got to fall off, because that's weight that it can't handle. It cannot handle that weight, and it's only meant to go with you so far, and it's got to let go so that way it can keep going, or else it's gonna weigh it down. It's gonna come back. You understand? So that's why we go through certain things. That's why people fall off, because they're not meant to stay. Excuse me. And I don't want to make this video longer than it has to be. But understand that within me being lonely, I've learned a lot. And it's made me look at myself in the mirror a couple times and really ask myself, who am I? Do the choices that I made define me? Are these people who are talking about me, does that define me? Does the fact that I loved somebody more than they loved me, the fact that I poured into somebody more than they poured into me, does that define who I am? And I would say no, not at all. It just shows what my character is. I'm a very loving person. Sometimes I care too deeply. Sometimes I care too much. Sometimes I'll put too much time and energy into someone or something. Sometimes I am too scared to let go of somebody because the thought of being alone again hurts. Sometimes it's like that, but then I remember that I have a calling and that I am meant to grow, that I am meant to not be in this one place. I'm not meant to be small. I used to think that I was stupid at one point. Let's talk about it. I used to think that I was not academically I was not able to be academically successful. I used to think that for a little while. And then I got to college and it was tough, but that's normal. When you learn, it's not meant to be easy. I want you to understand that when you're learning something, it's not meant to be easy all the time. Sometimes things come more naturally because it makes sense to you in your mind. But let's say for me, when it comes to math, it's a little more challenging for me. But I don't let that stop me. Instead, I try, I keep going, I keep trying to learn until I figure it out. And there's nothing wrong with failing. There's nothing wrong with you not understanding. The amount of times that I've failed, y'all, like the amount of failed relationships that I've had, the amount of failed chances for me to forgive. Well, I won't say forgive, but to not act on impulse, to not be angry at someone, to not let my emotions get in the way of how I act. That's not easy, but it had to be done. I had to go through it to learn. I had to fail so I could learn, so I could know better. So, yeah, 2026, every day we lit.